My wife has gotten into this habit over the years. She's like, "How are you feeling? Like, how's your back? How's your back?" And I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good." And she's like, even the whole trip, even when we were on the plane, she was worried about how I was going to be. It's a 4 hour plane ride up there, then a 2 hour drive to the country. You know, even that, she's like, "You're good. You're good." She's getting more confident. I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good."
Now, first of all, man, thank you so much for being here.
No problem, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So why don't we get started by maybe you'll tell us a little bit more about your background, like what you do and how long you've been dealing with your chronic lower back problem.
The last 3 or 4 years were really, really bad. But altogether, I would more than likely say it was like probably about 7 years in total, where it was like progressively getting worse. 3 or 4 years, it was to the point where, you know, I couldn't work out, I couldn't run, I couldn't do stuff. I was actually fearful of doing a lot of stuff. So I currently work as a realtor, so I'm on my feet a lot, but there's also a lot of time that I'm in the office and I'm sitting down a lot. But I guess my back problem started like in my early 20s, but when you're young and you're in your 20s, you really don't feel much, you know what I mean? You just kind of push through past pain and then you heal up quick. But over the years of kind of not addressing things, and I've definitely been getting worse and worse and worse. Within the last probably 3 to 4 years, it's gotten to the level where I couldn't work out, I couldn't do really anything, for that much. I would start to work out, I'd get hurt, and then it was just a cycle, literally going over and over and over again. So, I mean, I sought out a bunch of stuff. I tried chiropractors, I did other different programs, and just wasn't really finding any real relief, to be, quite frank. So,
That's tough, man. That's tough.
yeah.
Now, I know you tried some, chiropractor before. Do you have any idea like how much money you spent throughout the years?
I'd say somewhere in chiropractor, it was probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 25 to, maybe close to $3,500, within that time frame. And I would do it for a while and I would see immediate results but it was nothing ever like lasted, and I think that was the biggest problem was that, I would, even when my back would lock up, I would go to the chiropractor, they would adjust me, and then the next day I would even feel worse, you know. So I would get some instant relief literally in the moment or within that day, but then the next day and the days prior, it would be worse, at least for myself.
Yeah. Have you tried anything else besides just a chiropractor?
Yeah, I mean, I did um PT for a while. I did that quite a bit, and it was the same thing, like it would help for a while, but it just didn't last, it seemed like. Um, and then I did do ATG for a while. I did that close to 6 months, and it did help, but it only helped a small amount, where I saw some improvement, but then it was the same cycle, it was like it wasn't a program that was fitted specifically for me. So, it helped in certain areas, but it didn't help altogether. It addressed certain things and my pain would go down, where I was sitting around like a 7, a 6 at all times, and it would go down to maybe a 5, but it never went past that. It was constant, always right there. So I did do, I think I tried a lot of stuff, prior to, I did go to the doctor. I mean, and the doctors, they pretty much just gave me painkillers more than anything and muscle relaxers. I even had one doctor tell me that I was too young to have this problem. So, yeah.
Yeah, since you mentioned this, man, so what would you say the biggest difference between the exercise we do versus all the exercise you try with ATG and chiropractor and your physical therapist?
I think number one is that it's for me specifically. I think that's number one. I honestly feel like the foam roller is like the wonders, like that thing that thing helps me so much, like the other exercises definitely, yeah, they're strengthening, But the foam roller, that thing right there, it just opens. Like if I had any impingement or I felt like I did, boom, I'm good.
Yeah, I remember like back in the day, you feel like you tell me that that's the your least favorite exercise.
Yeah, I hated it. I really did, man. I hated that thing, but now I look forward to it, you know? And I hated it because it hurt. It just like it hurt a lot, you know? But it doesn't hurt anymore, you know, and it feels good. Like I spend probably I know it says 2 minutes, but I spend probably like 5 or 6 minutes or I'll be watching some TV or something like that while I'm doing it because it just feels so good, you know? At this point, it feels good. So
Yeah.
I think the second thing is that you really emphasize slowing down, you know, and taking it slow. You're not trying to get me in and out or anything like that. It's really, really detailed and very specific in a certain area. You know, everything is not about speed. It's not about how many reps you do. It's about the quality of work that you do on each exercise. And I can definitely feel a difference with that. And I'll be honest, when I first started, I was like, what's going on here, man? Like I didn't trust it because it was so foreign. You know, I was not used to seeing that. It's not common. And but I definitely trust it now. I mean, I'm going a little over 3 weeks right now of running every single day, you know, and I couldn't have done that prior to the program, not even close. Or I could have, but it would just be just pushing through pain, you know, to a point where it wasn't healthy.
For sure, man. Now, I guess what would you say the because we talk about breathing a lot, right? Really, really slow. So what would you say the importance of breathing in your journey?
Well, definitely, you know, I can feel how tight I was, and you know, around my lower back, around my hips, other areas in my body, and then the breathing has definitely helped me loosen up and get comfortable in really uncomfortable positions and certain exercises, and that has definitely translated into my workouts and into my everyday life, you know where if I am feeling tight, I know I can go to certain exercises, do some breathing, and I feel a lot better, you know? So it's definitely had a major improvement.
That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, I guess my next question is, I know you like before joining the program. So what was your mindset before joining the program? I know you try a lot of stuff and I think you must be, and both you and your wife must be, pretty skeptical before joining the program, right? So like what was your mindset before joining the program?
I mean, I was kind of looking for, just for help, man, because I had done everything, or I felt like I've done just about everything. I mean, I went to doctors, I had MRIs done. I mean, I did different programs, chiropractors, PT, and I was still having the same issue. So I started just looking at what other people were doing online, and I came across your program. And to be honest, I was skeptical because I didn't know you, you know, but I had seen a lot of your testimonials and I was like, I got to give it a shot. Like at this point, I mean, what do I really have to lose? You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what else to do at this point, and I have a really good understanding now of what my problem was, and that is, I mean, knowledge is key, and you've given that, to me. You've given me the tools, even though I'm not done with the program, you've given me a lot of tools where I'm like, all right, I feel confident if I do have an issue that I can take care of it. You know what I mean? So it's been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So now I know we also talk about, assessment and the exercise a lot. So I think inside a program, not only just give you the exercise for the sake of doing exercises, but also tell you why you should do this exercise and what kind of assessment you need to do before and after the exercise as well, right? So what
Yeah.
would you say the importance of monitoring your process and the importance of having assessment in your own toolbox?
Having the assessment and doing the assessment every day, I can see the progress that I'm doing. Or to give you an example, I mean, a couple weeks ago, or a little over a month ago, I was having some pain. And, we were trying to figure out what it was, and we ultimately came that, more than likely I was sleeping in the wrong position. So we fixed that. And but you could see it in my assessment, that there was clear indication in one side that, okay, that's what the problem is. And you guiding me through that definitely helped me figure it out. Oh, okay, I shouldn't sleep like that, or I should be more conscious of how I'm laying down or sitting on the couch or whatever the case is to not aggravate that until I can at least get that area stronger through the workouts. So it's definitely helped. I'm a lot more mindful, I guess, of how I'm doing certain things and how I'm, realistically, how I'm positioning my body, because I can feel myself a lot straighter than before, where I would favor more one side than the other side. And, but I'm also learning how to rerun because I've been running in a really messed up way, for a long time. So I've been learning how to rerun, and it's been a process, but it's been fun, because I can actually do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. Now, what would you say the quality of life?
Oh no, that's leaps and bounds. I hate to run, but I love to exercise. I haven't wasn't able to do like lifts before or anything like that, and it's always been a part of my life to be active, be really, really active, and now I can be active. I mean, we just went up to Minnesota a couple weeks ago to visit family, and we live in the country out there, and there's some rough country. And before I would be worried about going on the four-wheeler and doing all these, hills and jumps and stuff like that because of the impacts. I didn't even give it a second thought, you know, truly didn't give it a second thought. I was riding with my 3-year-old daughter. We're going through the woods in there, and I felt really, really confident in myself. Um, and it was funny because even after at the end, my wife has gotten into this habit over the years. She's like, "How are you feeling? Like, how's your back? How's your back?" And I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good." And she's like, even the whole trip, even when we were on the plane, she was worried about how I was going to be. It's a 4-hour plane ride up there, then a 2-hour drive to the country. You know, even that, she's like, "You're good. You're good." She's getting more confident. And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good." And even on vacation, I kept up with the program because I can see the results. I made sure to keep up with it even on vacation because I don't want to lose this. That's just what it is. I truly don't want to lose it. I'm loving it. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
thanks, man. No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. Trust me.
Yeah, so I think for somebody who's maybe listening or watching this video right now, so what would you want to say to those people who are maybe on the fence about joining program and looking for a leg up?
I mean, at this point, if you've been looking, you have a problem. That's just the way it is. You know that you need some help. And the only way you're going to get the help is if you take that jump. You know, I took the jump. I'm really, really happy that I took the jump. I'm really grateful that I took the jump with you and not tried something else, you know. But all I can say is you're gonna do it, and if you do the work, you're gonna be fine. I promise. That's pretty much how I can put it. Like I can't say it any other way than that. You know what I mean? So do the work, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to add at the end?
Nah, man, I'm feeling good. That's pretty much it.